At 82, I've seen a lot in life, but if there's one choice I truly regret, it's moving into a nursing home. At the time, it felt like the right decision. My family encouraged it. They said I'd be well taken care of, that I'd be comfortable. I believed them. But when I got there, I realized it wasn't what I expected. It was a big change, and it's not something you can easily undo. If you're thinking about moving into a nursing home or helping a loved one decide, I want to share 6 things I wish someone had told me before I made that move. Because once you're in, everything changes. Let me start with my first regret, losing my independence. What surprised me most after moving in wasn't the small room or the fixed meal times. It was how much freedom I lost. Before the nursing home, I lived life on my terms. I chose when to wake up, what to eat, and how to spend my day. I could take a walk when I wanted, cook my favorite meals, or sit in my chair with a book. But in the nursing home, everything ran on a schedule. Breakfast was at a set time, even if I wasn't hungry. Lights out came whether I was ready or not. Even going outside for a walk meant waiting for someone to help. Simple choices, like what clothes to wear or what to eat, felt more like privileges than rights. I remember my first week. I woke up in a bed that didn't feel like mine, reached for a book I no longer had, and looked around at walls that didn't feel like home. The hardest part? Realizing that once you give up your independence, it's hard, sometimes impossible, to get it back. You adjust because you have to. You stop asking questions, you fit into the system, and slowly you stop feeling like yourself. If you're thinking about a nursing home, ask yourself, are you ready to give up the little things that make life yours? Regret, too. Feeling forgotten. One of the hardest parts? Realizing how quickly the outside world moves on without you. When I first arrived, my family visited. My daughter came weekly. My grandkids stopped by on weekends. It helped me stay connected to my old life. But slowly the visits faded. My daughter started calling instead of coming. My grandkids got busy with school and work. Holidays were the worst. Plans always changed last minute. I'd sit in the common room watching others wait for family that never came. It wasn't that they stopped loving me. Life just got busy. And when you're not around every day, people assume you're fine. I remember one evening sitting with my phone thinking about calling my son, but I didn't want to bother him. I didn't want to sound needy. That's when I realized this was my new life, waiting, hoping, trying not to be forgotten. If you're considering a nursing home, ask yourself, are you ready to be alone more than you ever thought? Regret 3. Losing my sense of purpose. I thought moving into a nursing home just meant a new place to live. I didn't realize it would change how I felt about life. At home, I had things to do. Chores, hobbies, routines, even watering plants or making my own coffee gave me purpose. But here, those things disappeared. Meals were served, rooms were cleaned, there were no plants to water, nothing to care for. At first, I told myself it was a break, no more chores, but after a while, it felt empty. The days dragged on. There wasn't much to do except wait. I saw it in others too. Once energetic people, now just sitting, staring, passing time. One man, George, had been a carpenter. He loved building things. But here, he had no tools, no projects. He once told me, I feel useless. And I understood. When you stop having a reason to get up, your body and mind slow down. You start to feel like you're just existing. If you're thinking about a nursing home, ask yourself, what gives you a reason to wake up in the morning? And will you still have that? Regret 4. Health going downhill. Faster than I thought. Before I moved in, I was doing all right. I could cook, clean, walk around. But once I got to the nursing home, things changed. Meals were brought to me. I didn't walk as much. I sat more. Little by little, I got weaker. My legs felt stiff. Getting up from a chair got harder. Muscles I had spent years maintaining began to fade. And I wasn't the only one. I watched others come in strong and slowly become dependent. Alice, my neighbor, walked in proudly. A few months later, she needed a walker, then a wheelchair. She said to me, I don't know when it happened, but I feel like I aged 10 years in a few months. She was right. The easier life gets, the less we move. And when you stop using your body, you start losing it. If I had known how fast it would happen, I would have pushed myself to stay active every day. If you're thinking about a nursing home, ask yourself, will you keep moving even when everything is set up to make you stop? Regret 5. Losing my privacy and dignity. At home, I had my own space. I could close my door and be alone when I wanted. In the nursing home, privacy is rare. Staff come in and out all day. Shared rooms are common. Even simple things like getting dressed or using the bathroom often need someone's help. It's hard to ask for help, hard to feel like you can't do things on your own anymore. Some folks get roommates who are kind. Others aren't so lucky. Some snore, some yell, some make life difficult. And even when you try to make your room feel like home, it never truly is. You lose dignity when people walk in without knocking or when you have to ask to take a shower. You feel less like a person and more like a patient. If you're thinking about a nursing home, ask yourself, are you okay with giving up your personal space and the control you've had your whole life? Regret 6. It's harder to leave than you think. When I moved in, I told myself it was temporary. I'd give it a try. If I didn't like it, I'd leave. But leaving isn't that simple. My house had been sitting empty. My family started selling things, even talking about renting it out. Going back didn't feel possible anymore. And when I brought it up, my kids hesitated. They worried about me being alone again. They thought the nursing home was best. So here I am. If you're thinking about moving into a nursing home, know this. Once you go in, getting out is harder than you might expect. I share these regrets not to scare you, but to help you see the full picture. Nursing homes aren't always what we think. They're not just about care. They change how you live, how you feel, and how others treat you. If this helped you, leave a comment and share it with someone who might need to hear this. And if you're thinking about the next steps in your life, think carefully. Don't rush. Know what you're giving up, because some things, once lost, are hard to get back.